up. So moving away now from relationships, I want us to all have a think about body image and all of those insecurities that our young people could be facing. I'm sure that tonight we all have our own insecurities here, and if I asked you to think about those or list them, they would come to your head straight away. But I'm going to take you back to being a teenager. So I'm going to take you back to that time when you started puberty and your hips might have widened, you might have got a bit hairier, you might have developed some acne, and generally you might be feeling a bit bigger and everything is quite new. So despite body image struggles being prevalent for most people, we need to acknowledge how this can really be amplified for teenagers, but especially for teenagers today. Stretch marks, body hair or lack of, size of muscles, breast size, acne, wearing glasses, size of belly, shape or size of nose, hairstyles, freckles, size of bum, length of legs, skin tone, smile, height, weight, birthmarks, scars, and I'm sure that there are plenty more that we could add to that list. So where do these insecurities come from? If we were speaking to you around kind of 15 years ago, we might have said models in magazines. We might have said those magazines that we would pick up from Tesco maybe once a week or once a fortnight perhaps. However, today is very different. Young people are now exposed to unrealistic beauty standards on a daily basis, hourly basis, even every minute. So we're thinking about Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, the list goes on. In fact, recently, 40% of young people said the images that they saw on social media caused them to feel worried about their body image. Not only are young people exposed on the daily to the perfect body type by having easy access to the social media of celebrities and models, they now also have very easy access to influencers. I'm sure that a lot of us have heard our young people talk about influencers or social media stars, but just in case anyone hasn't, these are people who use their social media platforms as kind of part of their job to create content and advertise products. So they're often much more accessible to our young people as they're not quite in that celebrity category, but more of your everyday person who has a real large following on social media. Now, don't get me wrong here, some influencers can be great. Some of them spread very positive messages, some of them are activists and contribute really well to society. However, we must also acknowledge that the large majority of influencers will conform to that perfect body type and those real high beauty standards. On top of influencers, models, celebrities, and now regular people are using filters and editing apps to totally change the way that they look online. I'm sure that most of us here will have used a filter to make us kind of feel a bit better about ourselves when uploading a photo. I know that I certainly have. But what I'm really talking about here is people using editing software to totally change their appearance, the way that they look, maybe the way that their face looks or their body looks, which is totally unrealistic, like those photos that we have on our screen now. We also know that there are other areas that can affect our young people's body image, like maybe feeling that they're not attractive enough, feeling as though their body shape is not represented in the media, struggling to find clothes for their body, for example, if they were to have a physical disability, comments made by friends, comments made by peers, adverts, health campaigns, or even lessons at school around kind of what a healthy body is. What I'm trying to get at here is that everyone has insecurities, but now more than ever, there is a lot of added pressure for our young people to feel that they need to look a certain way to be accepted. Relationships with our bodies are incredibly complex, and then adding kind of the past 5 or so years of this real influx of extreme editing and kind of surgery and fillers really becoming that norm, it's clear why young people may struggle with their body image. So I just want to show you a clip now, which really kind of shows